I figure maybe before I get into rigging I should just kind of finish off a few little things here and make sure everything looks nice and neat and tidy. My hands feel really big. I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to grab all these vertices, and if I do something tricky, like I go and I grab the scale tool and I hold down D and V and I can snap my scale tool right there. Great. And that way I can make the hands just a little bit smaller because they just don't, it's better. They still look cartoony and everything like that. And do something like that. Remember, when you're grabbing edges, you only have to grab every other one. There you go. And there, and if I just held down shift and double clicked, I could do it that way as well. And just kind of round out these arms a little bit and see what they look like when I press 3. Okay, and I'm going to say that's good enough. They look a little boxy to me, but I'm trying to make sure I do everything quickly. Let's just go to the front view. And if I just go in here and I hit 4, I'm just going to go and freeze the transformation, kill the history on this thing. And if I go and I hold down D and X, I can snap the pivot point over here to the grid. And if I went in and I made a duplicate, and then I went and I grabbed the scale tool, and I held down J, boop, boop. There we go, so it's on the other side. And again, it's really good to look at this in silhouette and see what you think. Ooh, crap, I hit 8. Meant to hit 8 to get out of here again. Hit 6. Get the freaking, there, hit this. You just kind of look and see, it's not too bad. The arms look a little bit big still. Maybe if I scale them in a little bit. Okay, good enough. And so my character's pretty much set up and ready to go. I'm just going to take this arm here and this one here. Let's freeze the transformations and let's just give these names really quick, like arm. And this is my left arm. So this one over here is going to be my arm R. Okay. And same thing here with the shoe. Let's call this shoe L. And let's call this one here shoe R. Sure. And I'll just grab these, increase transformation, kill the history. Okay, great. And the pants, I don't need this thing on here, so I'm just going to delete it, and I'm going to get rid of that thing on the shirt too. I'm just going to take the pants here, and I'm going to make sure that if I go in here to mesh, and I use the mirror geometry function, okay, great, it was going across the x-axis. I should probably be saving soon. I'm going to crash, I know it. Just going to make sure the merge threshold, make sure that it's set to like 0.01. There we go. I also might want to make sure that these clothes are overlapping a little bit more. I might even seal off these things in a moment, these big holes that I made. I'm just going to go in here and hit G so I, oh crap! Make sure that all my vertices are snapped, and I'm just going to go in here and grab these vertices here. Let's go and hit 4 for wireframe, and you can see that some of them, like down here, are overlapping here. I'm just going to grab my move tool. If I hold down X, there, they're all snapped to the grid. And I'll just go back here to object mode, and now we'll do the mesh mirror geometry, kaboom. And you can see, like, if I look, there's probably a problem right over here. Did I see it? Or was I smoking crack? I don't see it, but you never know, so I always just go in here and I'm going to move this thing here and put like a 0, sometimes 2 zeros, depending upon how big your character is. My character in relationship to the grid is actually fairly large, so I probably won't notice the problem. Just hit soft, and at soft, my soft button only works on one object at a time. There, done. And so now I've got my character in position, and anything else, let's make sure we name these things. So I'll go in here and name this shirt. Great. And kill the history, freeze the transformations, grab the pants. Make sure I call these pants. And again, freeze the transformations, kill the history. And this thing's named head? Of course not. Done. And we got a few more minutes here, so I'm going to see if I can just fit. We got teeth. Maybe one other thing I might need in here is a tongue. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to create a polygon sphere. So tongues look like spheres, right? So if I go and I hold down V, I can go and pop that sphere up here. I just went and held down V and I middle clicked and it snaps to the nearest vertex where your cursor is. Okay, and I'm just going to take this and I'll scale it up. and scale it like that, and it's looking like a surfboard or a tongue. Too much geometry on it, so I'm just going to take the axes down. 8. That's quite good. And this, we'll just bring this down to, I don't know, 12. That should be more than enough. And if I want to, actually let's just grab the scale tool and I'll give that the tongue a bit of girth. And if I wanted to here, I can just go in and take this and hold down J, something like that. And let's just go and take the saw modification tool. Just going to go and make the area fall off a bit smaller. Remember, if it's really big and yellow, that means that the area of influence is huge. And so I'm just going to take this, pull this down, and if I take this, I can probably go and do something like that with it. And there we go. And I'm going to call that a tongue. And kill the history. That looks funny for some reason. Anyway, blah, blah. And I'll just go in here and hit 4 so I can figure out where I've got big teeth. And I'll just park that tongue right here so that the tongue goes down in here someplace. No one's going to notice the back end of this thing. Kill the history, freeze the transformations, and let's give that a new name. Call it Tongue. Tomung. Something like that. Okay, great. And everything's frozen, and there we go. And I'm just going to save this off, and the next video I'm going to start putting the skeleton in.